We'll commence the local campaign City of Cambridge Ward 3 debate this evening with opening statements from each of our candidates. We'll hear the opening statement first of candidate Brian Santos.
Hello, my name is Brian Santos, age 23, and have lived in Cambridge all my life. My family immigrated from Portugal in hopes of providing a better future. My family has also been heavily involved in our city's cultural community. I am a young, energetic individual with a vision of what the city can become and what the city needs. We need individuals that will fight for responsible spending. We need individuals that will fight to rebuild our downtown cores, but also work with our local businesses to find real solutions. Our city taxes are too high and unwelcoming for new residents and new businesses. We need to start setting goals and timelines. Our city's budget needs to be reduced, and unnecessary expenses need to be cut. We also need to bring back a responsible and accountable government. On October 25th, I asked you to make this vision a reality by allowing me the opportunity to make it so.
Thank you, candidate Brian Santos. We'll now hear opening statements from candidate Mike Toffner.
Hello, fellow Prestonians. I'm sure a lot of you know me, and for those that don't, I'm going to give you a little bit about my profile. I'm a lifetime resident of Preston. I'm a local realtor in Cambridge for the past 25 years. I'm immediate past president of the Cambridge Real Estate Board. I'm a member of the Preston Legion, Branch 126, and officer in 1989 and 1990. I'm a member of the Knights of Columbus. I attended St. Michael's, St. Benedict's, and Preston High Schools. I played fastball, slow pitch in my younger years, and I've coached a lot of kids in minor hockey and softball. Married at St. Clement's Church to Debbie Dolatodes Toffner, and I'm a proud father of 2 children and a proud grandfather of 3 grandkids. I participated in charitable functions such as Walk for a Cure, CIBC, dragon boat races, walk a mile in my shoes. Thank you.
Thank you, candidate Mike Toffner. We'll now hear opening statements from candidate Bev McDowell.
Thank you, Kara. I'm a 63-year-old retired correctional officer, and this is my second attempt at trying to gain Ward 3 for the City of Cambridge. I have been an avid council critic for 8 years. I read every minute of council minutes that are available. I've also getting stage fright a little bit here. I didn't bring any notes, so I'm a little bit nervous. And I've never been on TV before, so I'm a little bit nervous about that too. I'm running for council because I'm very concerned about the state of our finances at the moment. We're in debt now, whereas in the last election we had no debt.
Thank you, candidate Bev McDowell. We'll now hear opening statements from candidate Carl Kiefer.
Thank you, Kara. Good evening. My name is Carl Kiefer. I'm a financial advisor for Sun Life Financial and have operated my own business in the last 27 years in Cambridge. I live in the Preston area of the city and have for the past 55 years. I continue to live in Preston as I choose to live there with my family because this is a wonderful part of the city. My wife and I have been happily married for 34 years, and I'm very proud to have raised 2 great children. I am the current ward councillor of Preston and have had the honor of being elected to this position since 1991. I believe my record speaks for itself. I am very proud of the changes and improvements to the city that have occurred during that time, not only as a result of my efforts, but also those of my colleagues on council as well as staff. Much has been accomplished to improve our great city, but there is still more to do. I look forward to participating in this evening's session and appreciate being given the opportunity to share my views and positions.
Thank you, candidate Carl Kiefer. We'll now commence the question and answer segments of the local campaign City of Cambridge Ward 3 debate. We'll hear first from our media panel, Glenn Pelche of 570 News. Glenn.
Thank you, Kara. First of all, I want to commend all of you for your passion and your civic duty, your bravery and your pride in your city. You are to be commended for that. And Bev, don't be nervous. You're doing a great job, so just relax and enjoy the experience. Just by standing up there and showing that you care about your city, you've done a great job. So just relax and enjoy the show. I want to talk about, to start off with, property taxes. Nobody likes to pay them, but they are necessary to fund city services. What are your thoughts on keeping taxes at a reasonable level while still maintaining services? And if you're thinking of a tax slash or a cut program, how could that be done while still maintaining or expanding services?
We'll hear first from candidate Brian Santos.
Well, I think the first concern that involving the taxation of Cambridge is that we have to first start looking at city council's costs, and then we have to work down from the entire city hall and see what can be reduced there. I've seen expenses that have shocked me, actually, to be honest. We see trips going to Whistler, BC, over close to $4,000 for each candidate, and we send 5, but we have a conference in Collingwood, and we only send 1 councillor, and I start to question what's the relevancy of doing that. I think that's something that has to be brought up to people's attention. We have to start realizing, we can't just be spending money left, right, and center. We have to be, responsible with our tax dollars, and we need to find solutions to cut back in all sorts of different areas. I'm not looking to raise taxes, but we need to definitely freeze them and try to find a way to still serve everything.
Thank you, candidate Brian Santos. We'll now hear from candidate Mike Toffner.
Yeah, taxes are a big concern. They're probably a big concern everywhere, but especially in Cambridge. I sell a lot of houses in Cambridge, and people on fixed incomes today, they can't even, a lot of them are moving because of the taxes. They're so high in Cambridge. I mean, our inflation went up 25%, and our taxes went up 57%. So what does that tell you? We're in big trouble. And how you bring the taxes back, well, I'm sure we have to look at the budget and try and stay away from items that are big-ticket items where taxes are going to go up, and because we don't have the money. So we have to be more selective. And I mean selective of just about everything that we choose today, and the big-ticket items I think we got to stay away from right now. Thank you.
Thank you, candidate Mike Toffner. We'll now hear from candidate Bev McDowell.
The taxes on my house in the last 20 years have doubled, and I'm not happy about that. Taxes in Cambridge are sky high. We can't afford to be increasing them. Due to the status of our financial situation right now, they will be increased unless we cut some of these major projects that they're trying to push through right now, like the Drayton Theatre, the Venice Biennial. We can't afford those things. This year alone, there was $900,000 spent out of our budget for design work for a Drayton Theatre. This money should have been put to the budget this year to reduce this year's taxes, but instead it was used for this Drayton Theatre. And I am totally against Drayton. I think it should be canceled.
Thank you, candidate Bev McDowell. We'll now hear from candidate Carl Kiefer.
Thank you for that question. Property taxes and taxes in general are high everywhere. I don't know where some of the figures that my fellow candidates are coming up with, but I do know this, that in the region of Waterloo, we are the lowest tax city in the region. And that doesn't mean to say that we shouldn't be looking at or trying to improve the tax situation. I was on council for 9 consecutive years in the 90s where we had a 0% increase in taxes. And nobody picked up the phone and said, that's wonderful, that's great. And we can do that again if we need to, if we have to, and we do have to, because everybody else is cutting back. So Mr. Santos made a remark with regards to trips and things like that, but I can tell you as a member of the Federation of Canadian Municipalities, this community, Cambridge, directly received $13 million in gas tax money. So yes, there are things we need to do with regards to reducing our taxes, and I think we can.
Thank you, candidate Carl Kiefer. Candidate Brian Santos, you were mentioned in candidate Carl Kiefer's response. Would you like the opportunity to present a 30-second rebuttal?
Sure, why not? The issue that I find with the expenses going to these conferences is just the fact that, you know, why do we need to send 5? Why do we just not send 1 representative for our city? Why do we send 5 to Whistler and send 1 to Collingwood? I understand that Mr. Kiefer goes to almost every conference, but yet he failed to go to the Collingwood. He only went to 4 that year and went to, yeah, just continue with that.
Thank you, candidate Brian Santos. Candidate Carl Kiefer, you were directly mentioned in candidate Brian Santos's response. Would you like the opportunity for a 30-second rebuttal?
Well, first of all, I was selected by council to represent the city of Cambridge and council at the Federation of Canadian Municipalities. It is the largest lobby group in Canada for municipalities, and I try to attend all the meetings because I am a committee member, and I do try to get to the conferences because there is a bylaw in the city of Cambridge that every councillor is able to accept 2 conferences. Thank you.
Thank you, candidate Carl Kiefer.